Sorry about that. Miaori, konnichiwa, krola, kroloha, nihao. Yes.
Alright, what we all feeling about the Switch 2? Personally, I wanna see the price point and specs before I commit to buying, but I'll prop end up getting it regardless.
Thank you for the 16 months, Black Scythe. Honestly, I probably agree, but that's also because I have like a first-gen Switch 1, and I would like to be able to play games without the risk of it apparently overheating. If anyone remembers that happening that one time. So yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the Switch 2. I didn't get the OLED or anything, so it's like, it's fine. Hydration this early? Ah, my tea isn't even drinkable yet. I'll drink some water. Dang it. Yeah, the Valorant stream. Drink the tea. It's scalding! You are asking me to damage my own tongue? Yeah, sure. Actually, how hot is it? I haven't checked. I don't know. It's been like 10 minutes. Made it before stream started, so actually it might be drinkable. But it's so warm. Huh. Ow! Ow! Hot, 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 hot. Nope, bad idea. Very, very bad idea. I'm just gonna... You know what? Ow. Put that back on and just wait. Don't do that. Yeah! Learned my lesson. I should have trusted my instincts. You forgot I was streaming today? So did I. No, actually I did remember. I had other things to do that took a bit longer than I expected. So, I can't even make the joke that I forgore. But it's okay. I'll make up for that by forgoring a lot of the details, I'm sure. Once again. Ow! More like, ow, 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 ow. I don't know. Oh, doesn't exactly have the ow sound in it, so I improvised. This is why I don't improvise. Oh man. Do I remember the details of this case? It's been one day. I shouldn't have forgotten it. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Yeah. Also, if you were actually looking more for OO, it's a OO. Alright, let's head right in, just because I am late, so I'm not gonna be able to finish this trial today. There's no way I'm gonna finish this trial today. But I can get through as much as I can. So, oh yeah, I forgot he started it like this. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. I keep forgetting that he starts off like a Gen 1 Golbat. The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Justice will be done, you mark my words. I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh yeah, this guy. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me, and please be as ruthless as you like? Huh? This guy is, certainly something. Please get a room. Okay, moving on. Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me. Especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all. Look, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. Got my own problems. We really should stop calling this poor juror up. Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead us flock to a righteous verdict to King today. I'm surprised you didn't say something along the lines of, what was that? I can't hear you. Now, Lord Van Zeeks, what can you tell us? Yeah? The prosecution's report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea. Yeah, so he does have the results. It was wine. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the dock. Pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector. Okay, fine, defer. Coward.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on the top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. Okay, what's the tea, sis? Come on. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night.
Well, the brains at the yard analyzed it, and yes, you're right. It was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
Let's go! Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go!
No poison at all. In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear.
How's Ace Attorney? We're finally getting somewhere! Which, oh wait, no, that means that that means there's gonna be a twist at some point that throws us into turmoil again. Oh wait, no, hold on. I don't want to be winning this quickly into the trial. Hold on!
What a revelation.
What is his defense, or what is his accusation going to be? I'm the defense. As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Souseki Natsume, is blameless here.
The heck you mean, nuh-uh?
My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. It hasn't even been half an hour yet and you're already pulling out the racism. Come on, man. Do I need to set a timer for you? What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that?
It's more logic and evidence than you've provided!
My guy! Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty? Well, the Thames has other things going for it, I'm pretty sure. Isn't it, like, incredibly polluted or something?
My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
Exactly. Like, here's the thing. Obviously the person who's making the coins is going to use the tea from their own cup, yeah? I don't know. This guy is certainly jumping and throwing conclusions, I guess. And wine. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. At least he's not throwing it at the innocent crowd. Oh, give him like half an hour, and I guarantee you he's gonna give like 3 of those people concussions. A teetotal? Yeah, he is. Well, no. He drinks, clearly. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare. If you say that that was poison, if you say that it was bitter because of poison and not because of the fact that it was tea, I'm going to say that you haven't drunk tea before, and you are a disgrace to the British country. Money's on under half an hour? No, that's fair. Whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Yeah, we can totally trust his word, despite the fact that we've established that we cannot trust his word, but alright.
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request.
Mr. Shamspeare. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend, as long as we don't have to wrestle him.
Bailiff, show Mr. Shamspeare to the stand.
I also think the Shamspeare wants to kill us. I'm sure that's beside the point, but, you know. You have to sign a waiver to get into this court in case the bottle comes flying at your head. That's the only reason that he hasn't been sued yet, is because they had to implement measures like that. Mr. William Shamspeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence. Would I lie? Yes.
Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, you're liar, liar, pants on fire. The witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company. Yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a room full of the sweet fuel given.
That's right, my fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Kept all that about the ice coins a tidy secret, didn't you? You should have owned up sooner.
Arrest him, I say! Arrest him at once! And let him feel the sting in my tail. What? Okay, I know you're supposed to be a... Wait. Do you have a stinger attached to your coat? Or something? Or is that your umbrella? Oh well. Oof. You might want to start on that. Every little bit that you chip away. Even if it's like a word or a sentence then. Or whatever it is. Good luck.
Oh hey, another flying bot. Ow!
Oh, indeed. By dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends. I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins. Of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths. And for a coward such as I, death be well deserved, but... Isn't that the same motion that Sholmes did? That movement? Because, like, I remember being like, Sholmes, why are you doing the nya? And that's not something he usually does, but this guy did. Sholmes, stop playing 4D chess and tell me what's going on. You know, like, as they say, nya. Ew. Okay, anyway. Would it that a still greater crime passeth unpunished? You always wait until the last hour? No, that's entirely— stop jumping! Cats. Cats everywhere. Yeah, I remember that I used to do stuff like that too. Probably not great for me in the long run, so For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
Objection.
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. I swear, if his testimony has changed, then, like, that's not proof. That's actually more proof that he's a liar. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak. I swear.
Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that poison apparently entered your body, though none was found in the tea.
He shot a dart at me. I don't know. Well, what is he gonna say? I drank from the teapot instead of the teacup. The tea inconsistency. The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. With feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his... So he's a liar already. I know exactly what proof goes here. It's the cups. There might not be a water stain on the inside, but there's still a stain on the outside. Not lipstick, but like tea stain on the lip of it. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap. You are a liar, sir. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. Also, the moment we prove that wrong, I feel like the trial should be over. right? Because, like, I don't see how this guy could get any other type of evidence that would actually help his case here. And this witness is already incredibly compromised. The normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience. Hello? There's only one more piece of evidence or testimony. No, we have to actually unravel an entire, like, crime ring or, like, secret treasure of £1,000 that got stolen by some guy who like, died in prison or something. Like, we have to unravel all of that in this trial? So, I don't know how we're going to end up prolonging it, but hey, we'll get there.
Quite. Otherwise, it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance.
But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Also, he took it back to his room? Where's the proof? Submit the proof! You keep demanding proof of me whenever I make a claim. I knew that. By now, it should be perfectly clear. As pea soup. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands. Says, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspeare, be a common thief of gas. There are kettles that have 2 chambers? Yes, I did know about that. And the way that you end up making that one work is like there's a hole that you cover by the handle with your thumb while you're pouring, and that'll end up like what's it called? Having the 2 chambers actually like pouring at the same time or not. Science is cool and also terrifying. Oh yeah. Hey look, he has eye bags again. But listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Wherefore would I lie? Verily I have no cause, I have not to lose. So, like, that's a freaking lie. Do we know why Susato was called back because of this trial and why Shums was so interested? Not yet. I assume it has something to do with the other stuff that we started discovering about the guy who died in prison and hid £1,000 and, like, all of that probably has something to do with things. That metal's just cardboard or something, I don't know.
Well, I do declare.
No, don't you get swayed by this guy and his flowery words.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. I already know where the contradiction is. Oh yeah, he breaks character. He, breaks character along with his staff. Maybe his character is stored in the scepter. Okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, is it this one or this one? Because both of these could make sense. In this case, it's very much a, hey, there is no, okay, I should probably do this one because it doesn't mention anything about the stain on the outside. If there's no tea ring on the inside, that means he drank it, like, immediately. So, you're wrong. You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question, and that you used the tea that was left in his cup to make your fake coins. But that's not possible. How? Chop logic? Chop logic? What is this, ye dark... Okay, this can't be a typo then. Eclad? Is this a Shakespeareanism? Is this an early modern English thing that I haven't heard of? Eclad? What? I had no idea that this was... I thought this was a typo. This is a word? Eclad. Past participle of clothe. Okay. Well, no wonder we changed it. Ye dark, ye clad fiend. 2 teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant. Have a clear difference between them, one that represents incontrovertible proof.
Incontrovertible?
What difference? Use your eyes. Egad is a word. Yeah, exactly. Look at the inside of the cups. Just here, there's a clearly visible ring. Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough.
Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in the cup for a while.
And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring. You thought he was dead? Oh no, he's certainly alive and causing trouble. Causing so many problems. Oh yeah, no, Lizzie does an amazing job as Pomni. This is not Pomni.
Good lord, you're right. It's completely clean.
And beneath so, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted.
Drink tea? Well, it's hot!
That's right. Yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. Oh, new expression. Ah. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, drink wine while it's hot. I mean, there is hot. I think mulled wine is hot, actually. It's not as cursed as you think it is. Haha. A ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well, after the several hours the tea was left standing. In short, Mr. Shamspeare, you clearly lied to the court. Arrest him for perjury, please! He has committed so much perjury! And also crimes! Get thee to a nunnery!
Objection!
What are you objecting to? What are you objecting to? As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial. Is that true? I've never counted. I think it's been more than 7, right? In the previous game. I guess I haven't really noticed enough to say if you're right or wrong. I'll take your word for it for the time being. Destroyed liver? It's okay, that's just juice. You might want to keep that information to yourself. I only prosecute while completely plastered. You should stop drinking for the rest of the trial. This is an intervention, Van Zeeks. You need to stop drinking while you're prosecuting. Clearly, you're losing your marbles because of it. Yet, on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry. And then I throw it at somebody's head. Your drinking habits are fascinating, but irrelevant. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shamspeare. Yes, my liege. Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused— You can't just change that! Dude, you can't just change your answer. That's illegal. Okay, it's not illegal in the literal sense, but it's illegal in the sense that, like, that's perjury. Come on. Could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Oh my god. But they can and they will. Yeah, clearly. The defendant is the only one that has to be completely accurate 100% of the time, otherwise they're committing perjury. But like, oh my god, alright. Corrupt? You're clearly leading him on. This is so very much a plot. How does no one see this? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? What teapot? There was no teapot! Oh, one of them happens to be English. Shoot, you're right. The mind is a fickle thing. That's why we shouldn't be trusting this guy's testimony in the first place. Oh, it's like when you argue with parents because they're always right. It was on the stove. I thought that was like boiled water. Is that actually the tea? We were never able to examine it, unfortunately. I wish that we did. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Saying I don't recall is somehow better than saying one thing and then going, oh, no, I was wrong, actually. Don't trust me. You can trust me now, though. Like, there's a difference between the two. One is, I mean, I don't recall is sometimes they really don't recall, but sometimes it's just like they don't want to say anything to incriminate themselves. And I'll respect that over what's happening here right now. A fact that had vanished from your memory until now. So, like, here's a fun thing. People's memories don't get better over time. Like, that's just not a thing. If you remember more details about a case over time, you're probably telling an untruth. I mean, generally, it's something ADHD noises. Regardless, this is not really reliable. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. Yeah, because you're pulling stuff out of your ass. Okay. I can't recall is a whole lot harder to disprove. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. That's why people say it. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. Then that just means that all of your testimony from now on is unreliable because we can't rely on you to be accurate the first time. That's not actually helpful. I mean, it keeps you from being arrested for perjury, I guess. Actually, does it? Do you have to, like, knowingly tell It's knowingly telling a lie, right? I mean, obviously he knowingly did, but eh. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. Throw stones. Tie stones to him and throw him in the Thames. He's a witch! And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest. That's bullshit! And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before. Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection!
Yes. People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend. Which is why we rely on evidence instead. What evidence? What evidence? There's no evidence! Can I tie him? I mean, he's a vampire. He'll probably get out of it somehow, but like, come on. But in any case, it makes no difference. What evidence? You didn't even give me any. I thought that was you leading up to being like, I have evidence. Here you go. Why? The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spoilt cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court. Judge, I present I Say So as exhibit number 1. Sustained. What?
The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts.
No, he's not. This is the equivalent of not doing your project for like a class and then walking in and just BSing all of it. You don't know what you're talking about and you are completely wrong, but the teacher bought it anyway. If this guy floats like a duck and quacks like a duck, he must be a witch. Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. No. In other words, sir, that's conjecture. The inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. No, I just disagree.
What does this mean then?
I do declare it means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony. No? How is this How?
Apart from the bit about thieving gas, obviously.
My lords and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, and I'm never solemn, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Ale House that night, not did pass my lips but the black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death. Thank you for the follow.
And on what did you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favorites, a broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad. As insalubrious as his menu, a menu as the establishment where it was served. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly would I'm just reminded of Sholmes doing that. Willingly would I suffer what punishment is seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I'm also trying to remember, like, when Sholmes did that now. Like, he did the nya, but why? Now there's a connection. I pray ye, wise and noble fellows, ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing and this be another. No, that's not convincing. Jurors all, your humble servant Shakespeare doth entreat you. Punish the Japanese fellow for his sins. My lord. Whomst?
My lord! If I may speak, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Foreman. I swear.
I believe we may have been...
Why? Poor Quay. I don't know, I'm bringing in the chocobo noise.
I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer.
By me? But I'm the only one who ever brought evidence to the table. I do declare you may be right.
We all know the waif there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm.
Jury's rigged.
But this lawyer lad says if he's stealing gas, he deserves this poison, eh?
No, that's not what I said, please.
He's been leading us up the garden path, that's what he's been doing.
Poor Quay. I really never said anything like that.
But what we just heard from the victim there has opened our eyes again. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from...
Listening to logic seems too not English of you. Apparently.
The court acknowledges the position of the jury foreman. It will duly hear the jury's findings.
It has been like 3 minutes in canon since this trial started. How are you already able to come to a decision? I feel like that's not right. But no, you can't yet.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
I hate every single one of you.
Guilty.
Every single one of you. Miss Queen Bee, I thought we had an accord. I thought we were on the same page here. How dare you? I've been betrayed. Chad, no!
I hereby declare the court jury to be in one accord.
Of all of them, they could only find these 5. The reason that they have a canon reason for why they've been consistent for the last, like, couple of trials is because it involves Soulseki, so they wanted to keep the same people as best they could. That's their reason. On the other hand... Okay. What is he doing? Oh, happy day! Put someone else to death! Have I seen Soulseki? He's so stoopy and so Japanese. Oh yeah, and he has a mustache too, don't forget. That's the exact reason you don't want the same jury. No, that's entirely fair. But hey, it's fine. They don't even have fingerprints as evidence yet, so hey. What's forensic science? How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination, because this is BS.
Very well. The court upholds, the defense is right.
This is also the first time that I've kind of felt that the judge has made some interesting calls. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious. What truth? Have you been actually throwing the bottles at yourself? Have you been giving yourself concussion? I mean, I guess you're just drunk all the time.
This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime of which he is charged.
Sholmes, where are you? At least you'd make this more fun.
I'm a man of logic, me, and
No, you're not.
having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
What? Evidence? Yeah, no, here's the thing. That one guy who's like, he's guilty because I want to go home, at the very least, I understand where he's coming from. But like this guy being like, oh yeah, all the evidence. What evidence? I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. Ooh, I can't wait to pit the girlies against each other. She's gonna hate hearing that one.
Stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is.
Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times.
This guy needs help.
If nothing else past the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there?
It's called the air.
Or do you feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and supply has influenced decisions somewhat?
Okay, cool. At least we're acknowledging that.
But never mind.
No, you really should mind.
The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we hoped. And Mr. Shamsphere was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that.
Then how are we supposed to turn this around? We actually have to establish how he was poisoned, and oh my god, alright. Fine.
I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamsphere was actually poisoned. A gas leak. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly.
But that's surely almost impossible at this stage.
If we don't manage it though, Mr. Natsume will
be found guilty.
No delays, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Alright. Okay. At least the summation examination music is fire. Okay, do I have anything on me right now? I don't think I have anything that says anything about the pipes being like really old, because that was only just stuff that we'd learned from the landlord. So, okay, I think I'm just gonna have to press them. Are you a man of logic? I don't believe you. All the evidence, you say. Do I get to say that there's no evidence?
That's right. And there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with the big mustache.
Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache.
which means we need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind.
If only we had that kind of evidence.
Don't worry, this summation examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there'll be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in a new light.
Let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock. Alright.
Hold it!
This isn't the time or the place to be discussing the price of gas, madam.
But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas and air is free. Why should Altamont gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever.
Oh no, juror number 3 is gonna like that. This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless, either. If I might interject here. Baps her on the head with her umbrella. Yes, madam. It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price of our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up.
Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas. He didn't steal gas! How utterly unforgivable.
No. Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes.
Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas.
Juror number 4 baps her on the head with her umbrella.
Hold it!
Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Ryunosuke, those are one and the same. Those are actually one and the same. It's okay, he'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Well, if you like, I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time.
You take poison? Promise? Okay, anyway.
What I mean is, poison can only poison you, it doesn't explode, does it?
Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But also, poison has some fun effects on you and can take a while to kill you. Not great. What if I told you about a little thing called kudade? You know, where, you are still conscious, but you can't move your body. It's great. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room.
You're right! I hadn't considered that at all!
I love how juror number 4 is also sick of their crap. Young lawyer man. Yes? You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Okay, no, don't poach here. Don't do that. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure.
Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past.
Okay. Sholmes hasn't returned the brain cell to the court yet. No! He's overdue on his brain cell returning fee because, well, actually, no, he's lending it out, let's be real. He was supposed to be here! I knew he wouldn't show up yet. He's gonna show up when dramatically it makes the most sense. Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas? There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. I mean, I did help you. I hope you remember that. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. She's really buzzing now, buzzing mad. All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity, How about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in Is that a common problem that you've had to deal with? Oh. Oh no.
Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. Explosion. Ah, another lawsuit. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. Or hexagonal.
Indeed, nobody's questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to the people? They don't. You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible?
Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then, they make a contract with the households supplied by those pipes. There's a lot of text in orange, which is interesting. And take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing.
They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft!
When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to its tricks. Are you a part of one of those devious companies? Hello?
Excuse me.
Or were you tricked by one of them or something? Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3?
Oh golly, you mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself.
I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct?
Well, yes. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see.
Go on.
An Altamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did?
I'm, afraid I have no idea. Please tell us.
He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it.
What? What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. The guy was huffing gas?
Oh, please, everyone knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you.
What do you mean? I'll explain, if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes comes into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment. Ah! Interesting.
Oh, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker.
The trouble is that the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might. And you can guess what happened, can't you?
Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait, you mean...
That's right, the lights didn't just flicker, they went out. Along with the stove, gas started pouring into the house. A gas leak. It was almost like poison, really. Ingested through the air.
Okay, what a disaster.
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out.
I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said.
Please put 2 and 2 together. So, by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps...
Yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information.
Well, if you like, I don't mind.
Well, I do. That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that try to delude...
Like I said, madam, it's widely known already.
If you test every household with that, then yeah, everyone's gonna know.
Very well, Juror number 3, you will amend your statement accordingly. Yes, my lord, although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is.
Alright.
Blow too hard into a gas pipe and you extinguish everything in the house.
I think I might need something else, actually. And that's only because I don't think there's anything like directly. It might be juror number 1. I'll just press the others just in case.
Hold it!
What does this have to do with anything? You mean it's poisoned?
That's right. It's happened a tiny few times now. This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see? And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face, and she slips some white powder into my cup.
And you drink it anyway?
I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cup, you drink it.
And what happened to you? What did it taste like?
It was god-awful, believe you me.
Salty as I was about to say, was it salt? Because like sweet, it's like people I think would probably discount sweet tea, but like salty, yeah, it was salt. She put in salt. She's a prankster. Although she does hit him, so...
Then I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt.
No. So, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Oh, unbelievable.
Amazing.
Let's move on, please.
Incredible. That was so relevant. Oh, it's this one. This is the one that I need to, I don't think I need to press this one.
Objection!
Okay, good. Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious! To whose statements do you refer, counsel?
Those two! Juror number 6. Did you hear what juror number 3 just said? Probably not. He can't really hear a lot of things.
What? Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other.
There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene to see if there were any traces of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time, but the mouth of a gas pipe... Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance.
What a piece of work is a man!
How are you objecting? What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspeare?
What speakest thou? Prithee, is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir.
I thought I'd been quite clear. But let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body.
Good lord! Well, they tasty then, gas pipes. Is that what you're saying?
Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry, he tried to fill his belly with gas?
Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him, Oh, dang!
For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy.
I assure you, I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes!
Objection!
This is no summation examination, this is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. Oh, but I've stood so much of yours. I love hating on this guy. He's fun. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. Hey, you know what I have? I have evidence! There's so many handprints! I can't believe he was kissing the gas! In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have had to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you say. Have you considered, like, even if there wasn't, like, the proof that we had of the box in the way, it's just like, have you considered, my friend, a chair? When you're too short to reach something, what you do is you bring something lets you stand on it and raise your elevation. I guess he's too tall to have that issue and it's never, hit his, brain. Anyway, I'll be right back. I need to oh, my tea is... I'll drink my tea when I get back. I'll just take a stretch break. I'll be right back. Whee! Hello? Oh, I come back and I have cat ears. All the better to hear his, yapping with. Maybe that's not a good thing. It's fine. These are empty assertions. There's no possible proof that the man did as you say. There's no possible proof that the man did as you say.
Objection!
It's true. I have no proof that Mr. Shamspeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspeare has been doing something in front of that lamp on his wall. He's been huffing the gas! And I have evidence to prove it. I can't wait for the court to be like, well, technically that's not admissible.
Alright, you got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself.
So would I. Let's see this evidence then. Now that I've got the jury's ear, hopefully I won't let it go. I need to make this opportunity count. This is the proof that time and time again, Mr. Shamspeare stood in front of his gas lamp. This picture! Thank you, Sholmes. Thank you, Sholmes. Thank you so much, Sholmes. What the? These are... oh, wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Skin prints, Counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
Do you think that Sholmes is like... No. Would he be at the Justice Ministry trying to get this passed so that we can, like, get this admissible as evidence? No shot, right?
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It reveals all of the places that Mr. Shakespeare touched in his room.
Oh, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it? Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sholmes fellow. That's for sure.
I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating. Engineering Thumbs? Was that Iris, or...? I mean, I guess they both invent things. We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shakespeare also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here.
Around the hanging picture there, indeed. Multiple handprints appear to be visible.
Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps?
At first, my colleagues and I thought the same. No, we thought there was something behind the picture. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of...
Oh my god!
We're just mind-blowing that, juror number 3 so much. I don't believe it. The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shakespeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp. Oh my god, he's been trying to kill Natsume Soseki! Wait a second. With the information that, like, doing that could potentially put out the lamp in connected rooms and then leak gas into the room. Oh my god, he's been trying to kill him. Oh no. That's why the guy's been waking up and being like, wow, I feel terrible. And my lamp keeps going out and leaks gas into the room. That's so weird. Oh my god. Alrighty.
Right, well, what have you been up to, you nut?
Murder! He's been up to murder. Either that or, like, you know, having him freeze to death. Both work, apparently. Because he needs to get into that room. That's why we needed to find out about all this crime stuff, because it's just this like under the table stuff, because we need to give a motive for why he would have wanted to go in there. It's all coming together. I can't wait to present the wrong evidence still. I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? Me too, ma'am. You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you recall juror number 3's statement... Wait, why kill him? He needs access to the middle, like, room. That's the room he specifically requested when he got there. And it was already taken because, Soseki showed up on the day of, like, the other occupant, dying and took the room. And so the other guy had no chance to actually get it. And because of that... And also, previous tenant was some like criminal guy who stole 1,000 pounds and his stuff went missing and no one knew where it went. So, in conclusion, we have a motive, we have a method and the means. We got him.
Well, me now.
Although it'll take us like 2 hours to get there, but we got him, folks. When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe. It caused all the lights and the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is... if Mr. Shakespeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will.
Groggy!
But will the jury get him as well? No. Are you suggesting that the man purposefully caused the gas to...
Objection!
Oh, I've got you. try me. Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during summation examination, I'm not going to follow your rules. I must toast my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Zeeks?
This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
Well, it's better than the hearsay that you've proposed.
But it's an exciting new forensic technique, developed by a great detective.
It's nothing. A mere toy, developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands. This guy sounds like he has a personal vendetta.
Certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes.
I love how that means that in canon, we did this, and then the blood test thing showed up, and we did it again. Where we're like, yeah, this is admissible, and they're like, no, it's not, and we're like, shoot. That's fine.
Cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
I am hoping that Sholmes is getting this thing recognized as formal evidence. Because fingerprints is in the process, right? Skin prints is like a step below that. So it'd be something like, it'd be something that could help get fingerprints recognized as forensic evidence. Maybe it'd be easier, especially because fingerprints are already in the process. I'm really, really hoping that that's like what's happening right now, and why he specified he was working on skin prints and not fingerprints. How is his hand not? He has a glove on, to be fair. It's not staining his glove, but I'll just assume that it's like very hydrophobic or something. Or he's a vampire magic. He's using vampire magic. But... oh?
Please, my lord, if I may.
Miss Susato?
It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene, as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Ooh, let's go! Oh, I love Susato. Yeah, no, you're right, Fruity Falcon. We just need to plant the seed of doubt. That's all we need to do. Welcome to the circus. Hello! What chaos have we unleashed? Logic and reasoning, which is apparently not allowed here.
And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
Ooh.
You're right! Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide! Ha! Screw the law!
Juror number 3.
Oh yes, I do declare, the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints.
Listen, as long as they're doing this on my side, I don't really care as much. Because, like, there's no logic and evidence here.
What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Like, here's the thing. This is absolutely not considering the evidence, like, in a legal context. They're not doing this right, but they haven't been doing this right the whole time, so... hey, as long as it's, working with us.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No, wait, you heard his lordship. It's not fair dinkum evidence.
Whee! Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. If just one more juror changes their mind, Mr. Nasume's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato, but I really couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
I love how when she was the lawyer, she also subsequently lost the brain cells that she has here. He's sweating. He's sweating. Why, Mr. Shamspear, you seem to be losing your composure. Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho.
Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it!
Very well, continue, counsel.
Okay. Okay. Now. You've already agreed, so it's... I don't know if this guy's gonna be really useful. So it's either you or Queen Bee. Can I press Queen Bee again? Or actually, let me press the first guy again. He might have something new to say.
Hold it!
Unless he doesn't. All the evidence, you say.
That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with the big mustache.
Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. Weird, it's not letting me progress faster? But the defense just demonstrated another explanation for the events on the night in question. What do you make of that?
Oh, your so-called skin prints.
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspeare had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied that there's a possibility that that's where the poison was.
Well, yes, I won't deny that it's plain on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. Besides,
Yes.
even if the fellow has been up to some mischief with the gas pipes dozens of times before, doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it?
Oh. He's being surprisingly reasonable, actually. I mean, the prosecution didn't have evidence that he's, supporting, but, this is actually a reasonable thing to say.
If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir.
What? No! Bad!
That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty.
No. Wait.
Look, you got your chance here, haven't you? So it's time to prove your theory. You and your Japanese cohorts can, that is.
Just leave our nationality out of this, please.
Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I am afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back.
What can I do? Is there any more proof I can give here? Can I show that Mr. Shamsphere really did blow down the gas pipe on the night in question? I have supporting testimony from the landlord. Because I don't have evidence of this. But we talked about it with Garadeb. And Garadeb spies on people. I'm so glad that he's a nosy landlord now. Alright. No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is witness testimony that substantiates it.
What's that? Testimony?
This is incredible! Whose testimony? Ah! Why does he look like that? Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. Pulls out red string board. Person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garadeb residence that night. Namely, Garadeb himself. Well, Mr. Foreman, does that give it... What do you mean? Wait! I don't think he was listening.
Rest assured, counsel. He's the one who said that he was what? Hold on!
Okay, I guess it's because he's not here. He hasn't given testimony. Okay, fine. Soseki. Yeah, Soseki. Sorry, I was thinking of we have a witness. So I was like, yeah, so the guy who's been looking, because they don't want to believe the Japanese man. Hold on, I'll go back through this. No, wrong one. I have to press. I thought they would prefer the landlord's testimony. I guess not. Come on. Let me through, please. Banging at the doors. Okay. Also, I won't lie, I think I did genuinely also forget what he testified. Oh man. Click. Because if I mash spacebar, I might just choose the wrong thing. Okay, there we go.
It's Soseki.
Who you don't trust because of his stooped back and mustache. There we go. One of the two. Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant, Mr. Souseki Natsume himself.
The defendant?
At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following. My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings! Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me!
Hello.
On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So, I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not?
Good golly! So that Shamspeare fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose! Hold on, horses there, what would he do that for?
Murder! Mr. Foreman,
What is it, man?
we cannot allow judgment to be passed while this doubt remains. Whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet, but neither does the prosecution. However, you must surely agree, there is more to this case than meets the eye.
Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost.
Alright. Begrudgingly, you're okay. For now. For now. That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue.
As the defense has rightfully indicated, the summation examination has concluded with a majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 jury members now call guilty. 4 now call not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and in accordance with the law of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William Shamspeare.
My lord, how can I, humble Shamspeare, serve thee?
What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination?
So God mend me, I do solemnly swear, I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe.
But your handprints have made a tidy mess all over the wall there. And explain that, eh?
Oh, there's the concussion. Chad, are you okay? I'm sure you'll be fine. I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5.
Who, me?
As I went to some pains to point out already, a print from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law. That juror number 3 had a bad mechanic. Yeah, no, literally. I'm sure okay, I thought it, so like, in theory, maybe they could have come to that conclusion eventually, but like, I don't know if they would have believed me if I just brought it up, honestly. Fine, you'll sleep it off. Oh no. Ugh. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains, at this time, unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that. Just like the tea having poison in the cup. That's also unestablished conjecture. I don't like how he hasn't established any actual evidence for that and just keeps saying that he's right.
Objection!
Can I bring that up, please? But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding that lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there.
Objection!
If you say no, I'm gonna think you're in on it. What appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponiese friend's mind. What, does the poison, like, break down over time? You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required. Yes? Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe... Oh, right, yeah, no, their forensics isn't good enough to grab a swab sample. Right. It would have been completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I forgot they're in olden times.
In any case, Counsel, I fail to see what could have motivated the man to do as you describe.
Murder?
Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipework where he lived?
Come on. There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is... to use the leaking gas to commit murder. Oh, I don't even have to choose that choice.
We're up in the stakes! Order! Counsel! Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end?
Soseki. The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery this far. Mr. Shamsphere wanted to end the life of the definitely Mr. Cat. If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing.
I live around those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lid is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time.
Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. Also a window. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamsphere was trying to end.
Outrageous!
I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder.
Good gracious!
Objection!
Yeah, no, I think it's fair that he's objecting to this, but because it is really out of pocket. The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there? Who did put it there? Okay, who would they be trying to kill? It wouldn't be Shamsphere, because whoever put that there, because we know it's not Soseki. So whoever put it there is not Shams. It's either someone who's trying to kill Shamsphere, but they would have to know that he was trying to kill Soseki. And I don't think that's very likely. I'll table that one, but I don't think it's likely. Oh no! Oh no! The strychnine! It's got me! I'm fine. Okay, so they're trying to silence me before I get to the answer. But the other thing that I was thinking was that whoever was trying to commit a murder here was trying to murder the Altamont gas employee, because that's how they test for other gas companies stealing from them, and it's a pretty widely known test too, so they would know to do that. I think it was another gas company that did that. I don't know if it's like someone in the room who did that, but like that's my current theory. The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill.
Yes, that would indeed seem logical.
No, they were trying to kill the Altamont employee. That's what I think.
If the assailant were unaware, how would they have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison?
So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shamsphere's murderous designs?
They didn't. You mean to suggest...
Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Duh. Yeah, and here's the thing, I'm not gonna get on their case for like not immediately seeing what I saw because it's definitely, I jumped a couple of steps, so. I can be reasonable. Whatever Mr. William Shamspeare may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? I don't agree, but I don't have the evidence for that right now. Ah! Okay, but like, riddle me this. Where did the guy get access to strychnine? Beside the point. How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly? Master of BSing.
Mr. Naruhodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
Why are you smiling? What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So, we must name that person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt.
You mean name the true culprit? Is the true culprit in the room with us right now? Oh god, is it Mr. B-Man?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that...
Random gas employee theory? Well, the thing is, random gas employee, there is a gas employee. So, the Altamont gas employee. They also know that trick. So, I don't know.
I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
As it happens... You know, that's not information that I needed. But I now have it, and I don't know what to do with it. One possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poison, it's all pointing to a particular person now. Oh my god, is it the gas company because they're bee-themed? Is that the reason why they used poison? Please don't tell me that's the reason. The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman.
What?
Objection.
But don't you worry.
Hello, I'm here to accuse everyone willy-nilly again. Bees have venom. It's true, but they aren't actually bees. There's one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. Get it? The true culprit of this crime.
The true culprit?
A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Nipponese friend. Ah, but that suggests you did read those.
You're secretly a fan.
But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already. I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. Thank you. Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? So, if I were... Okay. She wasn't there, though. She has motive, sort of. Well, not really. She was going to meet the guy, so never mind. The dead guy! Okay. I would say it's this guy.
Take that!
I guess not. Dang it! It's either that or it's the queen bee, but I was just thinking who placed it there rather than who was behind it all. Okay, I'll go with Queen after this. You claim this person is the true culprit. Highly suspicious, I would say, yes. Perhaps, my learned Nipponese friend, you should turn those wide eyes of suspicion on yourself. Why? For it seems to me that your reckless reasoning makes you far more than anyone else you could name. A very dangerous man indeed. Okay, Queen.
Mr. Naruto, please, you must concentrate. I was trying to. Then, you must concentrate harder.
Okay, harsh. Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? Okay, then I would say that it's probably going to be her?
Take that!
No? Oh, shoot, okay, it's not. Oh my god, did he poison himself? Wait, no, why would he put poison on there? No, that's... Okay. Now is the time where I save. My theories have been thrown away. Ah, no. My theorizing, it's gone! Okay. Back to the drawing board. So... whoever was doing the poisoning had to have known what he was doing. I don't think it was her. There's no way. And like... no. And the reason I don't think it's this guy is because, like, he was in the last case as a jury member. He would have been arrested if he was the actual culprit. And also, what reason would he have to do that? It doesn't make sense. Wait... No, but if the guy had been blowing the gas for that many times, he would have been poisoned the first time, right? I mean, unless you need to build up the amount of strychnine, like, over time? No shot, right? Cause, like, I'm trying to remember. Sholmes without question. She was never in that room. Obviously, no. Obviously, no. We're trying to defend this guy. Obviously, no. Possibly. I don't think so. No. Haven't tried those. This guy did live there. Because there's no reason why he would poison himself there. I don't think so anyway. Unless he was trying to frame him? If he was trying to frame him to get him kicked out, that's also another possibility, but like... It was Soulseki, no! I'm gonna try that because that is possible, but like... It's weird. Why not the gas man? Why not this guy? Because like, meta-knowledge, he's in the last case. It was the baby. No, it wasn't the baby! Baby isn't even here! Okay, I'm gonna try Shamsphere just because, like, yeah, now that I think about it, that is possible.
Take that!
Okay. It's a possibility. Oh my god, is it really? Oh my god. Is it really the dead guy? No shot, right? Cause like, he died to gas poisoning. And like, he was also very, I don't know. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong about this.
Take that!
Okay, good. I'm wrong about that. Was it really the landlord? No. No, it wasn't. I don't think so. Why would the landlord have wanted to do that? Huh? Because I really don't want to believe it was her. I know she had poison on her, but like, that was from the medicine cabinet, right? There is motive, but like, she didn't even know who sent her the letter, I thought. At least that's what I thought. I mean, I'm happy to see where the game takes me on this one. Because like, there's definitely multiple, like, theories, I guess. I'm just gonna do this to see if it is right.
Take that!
Okay, yeah, no. Obviously, wait, no? No shot, what? The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamsphere is... When all other options are gone, the last remaining thing has to be the truth. Miss Olive Green? Oh my god, that's why the letter envelope was in the room. Yeah, because I did point out that it was weird that, like, why would he have opened the letter in his own room? No, there was evidence that she was there. Holy moly. Was the strychnine of the letter adhesive? Oh my god. You don't... No shot, right? Girl just tried to commit suicide the other day. Oh my god.
Miss Olive Green, Miss Olive Green? I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past, Counsel, but I don't recall where.
Miss Olive Green is a woman from 6 days ago. Girl's been through so much, please. The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add.
Oh, of course, yes. Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe. But I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago.
And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shamsphere's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. I'm surprised they didn't talk like she died. Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? True, on the night that the incident occurred, Miss Green was in the hospital, unconscious. So on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible. But still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison.
Good gracious, she had poison!
And there is another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court.
Tell me, Mr. Shamsphere.
My lord, pray, what be thy bidding?
Are you acquainted with Miss Green?
No, never heard of her.
Judging by the look on Mr. Shamsphere's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her. At least, not by name.
As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned Nipponese friend's farce through to its conclusion. I appreciate that. Why are you helping me? The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here.
Yes, Miss Olive Green.
Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient.
Very well, I grant the request.
Excellent, I hope.
The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned.
Oh, goody. I mean, this feels like the climax. We're probably gonna have to bring in the conspiracies now. It was definitely fueled by vengeance, though. Most indubitably. Joyful, jubilant, jumping jacks!
Oh, Mr. Natsume. I'm so pleased for you.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire and non-locum judicial assistant Miss Mikotoma Esquires. Now, Finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I am innocent and proof that my tea is innocent. Oh, hi! Good morning, my dear fellows. Sholmes! Long Sholmes! May you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent. Oh, don't mock my tepid tea, Soseki. My tea is indeed tepid, though. I thought the tea was innocent. Innocently tepid.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came! How wonderful!
Please, save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. To be fair, I would absolutely say good morning at 11:58 in the morning. That's something I would absolutely do. Just on a technicality. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces. Nobody said or thought anything of the sort. The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions. And then I overslept. Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not?
Oh, yes!
And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? Oh my god, big mood, my guy. Imagine falling asleep immediately. And not being plagued by dozens of thoughts. Why do people oversleep, I queried. Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Well, is that not an astute insight into the matter?
Oh, yes.
Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink all night. Oh, dude. Okay, he's probably genuinely, he had something to do. And he overslept because he was doing something instead of sleeping, but he can't tell us. So he's just being a goof. I don't know why, I'm just out here rationalizing everything that he does. Even though definitely some of the things that he does is just because he's quirky. But I don't know which ones. And that's the problem. And the results. By first light, I was exhausted and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Shocking. And so the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Yes, I think most of us probably knew that already. What others presuppose, I prove by experimentation. That, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. Presuppositions. Until you're in college, sleep is for the weak. And I am weak. Yes, and one more thing. Do you remember this? Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. Oh, you didn't manage to... It was a laborious task, as the bottle was nearly empty. But such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. Let's be real, that's probably what he was doing all night. He wasn't just not sleeping as an experiment. He was doing this experiment. I managed to confirm that it contained strychnine. So, I was right. Perhaps, though, of course, such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. Were you watching the trial? Huh. For him to know that. I mean, he probably just already knows the answer to everything, so... I shall leave the bottle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. Alrighty. Bottle of poison has been entered into the court record. Could I have a word? Who said that? Could I have a word? Gregson, how good of you to come!
Forget it. Excuse me.
Oh, wait a minute, Inspector. Please come back. He came back with chips.
I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself.
From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself. My dear Inspector, please speak freely. Pretend that I'm not here.
Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me.
Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shamsphere's room?
Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. No, I'm here about something else. That dead convict, actually.
Oh yeah, he was investigating that. You mean the man from this newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Shamsphere's room?
A man by the name of, yes, Selden.
I went through the archives of the yard and dug out the fella's file. There's something in there that, well, caught my eye.
Oh, that's an old-looking file.
Something caught your eye? What, Inspector, what?
I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourselves.
Thank you. Capital offender's file has been entered into the court record. Was it strychnine? Anyway. Was he stricken with strychnine?
These documents.
You know what? I'm gonna look at this. Hold on. I would like to examine you. 18 counts of burglary, 6 counts of suspected murder. Died of natural causes whilst in prison, his final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The estimated £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. Okay, it's not £1,000, it's £1,000 worth of loot. What did he steal? Manchester Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. That's not going to be relevant yet. Okay. Is there anything else I can examine about this? Why can't I look at the bottom of the bottle? So, this is the poison we've been hearing so much about. Strychnine. There are a few remnants on the bottom of the bottle here. Look.
You mustn't be tempted to try it.
Of course not, as long as we don't lose this trial. My guy? You good?
No! Even if we lose the trial! No! We mustn't lose the trial in the first place, Mr. Naruhodo.
Make your mind up, Sasato-san. Don't do that? Is there anything else on this bottle that is suspicious? No, it doesn't seem like it. Nope, that's it. Okay.
These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shamsphere's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court record so we don't have duplicate information.
Did you reorganize it? Oh, you put the newspaper clipping in there. I see. Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though?
Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you? Just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion.
Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful!
Except when they, change the entire, tamper with the, crime scene. Indeed, my dear fellows, and the inspector here is a shining diamond in its crown. A shining diamond? In the rough, maybe.
Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all.
And there he goes, vanishing.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court proceedings are about to resume. Make your way into the courtroom at once.
Come with us.
Well, I shall leave you then. No! Come with us! I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. Not nodding off at all. Certainly not. Well, make sure you dodge bottles. They're gonna come flying. Thank you, Mr. Shams. I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in floods of tears personally, so the best of luck to you. Now goes to the Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes, Mr. Natsume?
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shamsphere. This is going to be the final battle. Oh. Oh. I'm not sure. I won't really have saved Soseki-san until I've exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. But it's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Alrighty, 12:30. Good morning. It's always morning somewhere.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident.
A reckless, rash, and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores. Oh, don't thank him for that backhanded consideration.
A rather cold assessment from the honorable British prosecutor, I must say.
Oh, cool, we're calling him out on this now. That's nice.
So, Lord Van Zeeks, is the new witness present and ready to take the stand?
Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, my lord.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in.
We'd let her bring her easel in? Okay. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please.
William Shakespeare, my liege. For mine occupation, I can say only that I be a tragic victim, to be pitied.
Currently unemployed, in other words.
I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose.
Also, currently unemployed, in other words. What a coterie.
Mr. Shakespeare.
My lord, I am thy humble servant.
I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent on taking the life of your fellow lodger. The part you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you.
I would for naught else, my lord.
And Miss Green,
Yes?
you are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume.
Hey, what's that on her ponytail? Or bun? Like, what's that on her hair tie?
Yes, the officer did explain.
There's something there. It doesn't really match with her character design. That's a little bit weird.
He said I poisoned this
I love the arrow on the palette.
ridiculous buffoon.
And do you accept the charge, Miss Green?
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man.
Come, lady, die to live. Verily I know not thy prickly pea-pigmented personage.
Okay, maybe that wouldn't be trailed, but whatever.
Very well, let us proceed with the matter at hand. That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair.
It's all very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me?
Okay, this is a little bit of a better angle.
What is that on the back of her hair tie?
Like, that really doesn't fit. It almost looks like the Eiffel Tower or something. I'm not entirely sure though what it is. We'll see. I don't know if it's relevant actually. But it is interesting. Also the fact that she has a key around her neck, also interesting.
I barely ever go to the East End anyway. It so happens that I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago, and that's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital, fighting for my life.
Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Garadep household. An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days. Oh, are you mixing all of the colors on your palette?
I was struck in the middle of my back by a knife through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion. What other relevant things might I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing.
Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green.
At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamspeare's lodgings is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. Garradib has been caught up in so much stuff, he's never gonna get tenants again. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no. Oh, the incident 6 days ago. You mean you want me to relive that awful accident?
Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shamspeare.
Oh, what happened
6 days ago is nothing to do with me being poisoned. Ho 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 ho. He's so believable.
Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court on the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February.
Alrighty.
It was 6 days ago, at about 5 p.m. I was walking along in the snow and I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, oh no, don't put the paint on your face. It happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings.
I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper.
It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business.
Hey, so I know which particular statement to press.
Yes, a second incident inside a week at what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume this is a most unfortunate coincidence.
Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspeare.
'Twas the following morn when I did awaken that I learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine!
We saw him when he came back. Oh my gosh, that's why he showed up that day. Wow, they were really planning all of this that far in advance then. When Soseki-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. As suspected, there was nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It's true, it does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance. But I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses, if you wish.
Yes, my lord. I don't wish. Case closed. Alright. Let's hop in, yeah? I'm pretty sure I have to press the second to last one. Yep, you were stabbed. That is true. It's all coincidence. Yes, yes. And it should be probably this one. Hold on. What's this matter you ought to attend to? What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate.
It was nothing, really. It's not worth mentioning.
If you remember, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital. It was related to the card you were holding. Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, "I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross."
What does that matter? This has nothing to do with Duncan.
You betray yourself, Shamspeare.
Excuse me.
Mr. Shamspeare, do you have something to share with the court? Share with the class now.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Ah, pray forgive me. The great bard's words springeth from within me with ne'er a thought.
Don't tell me it's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps.
Well, nay, sire, 'twas nothing at all.
Shakespeare it. Shakespeare gum. Spearmint gum. Presumably you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. After all, you were both lodgers in the same house.
I would it were so, but sadly, nay. Lodging be a lonely occupation, sire. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me.
So, you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours? But he did. He got the lodgings after Ross died and Solseki took the lodgings. I'm pretty sure.
Miss Green.
Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong?
A card that was mentioned before, containing the note. Do you have it upon your person?
I do, yes. But I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really.
Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please.
Alrighty. Ripped thoroughly. Me. Is this something I can examine? Or is it... Oh, I can examine it. Ooh. The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? Miss Green strikes me as the type to open correspondence more neatly than that. I don't know, she's mad. Ah.
What is it?
The way the envelope is torn, I'm almost sure I've seen that exact same shape somewhere else. Also that exact same shade of green, but, you know.
Oh! You don't mean... Were you thinking of this piece of evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Exactly, that's it. Pulls out evidence. Try to match them up. Oh wow! We don't even have to make that connection because it's obvious. That's actually really nice.
They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card.
Ooh. Oh, that meant that we definitely had to look at this before presenting it. That's for sure. Alrighty. Is there anything else for me to examine on here, though? I don't believe so. That's it. But it was very important. This is what links them. It's Duncan Ross. Gasps theatrically. Melodramatically. Nah.
Now, continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green.
No, I'm gonna go back. Yeah. Was it this one? It could be this one, actually. I think it might be the last one. I don't know if I have to press it first, though. I might have to press this first. Yes, you didn't regain consciousness until the day after the trial, did you? In the early hours?
Exactly, so how could I have had anything to do with it? And yet, you still hold me in here to court like this, honestly.
So, at the time of the poisoning, the witness was unconscious in her hospital bed. Could there be a more airtight alibi, I ask you? No.
And yet, in spite of that, you claim that I was the culprit.
Well,
But you certainly haven't produced any evidence to
okay, it is this one.
to support your wild claim, have you? None at all.
What are you painting? There you have it. The good lady has yet to see evidence. My learned Nipponese friend. I'm working on it.
Counsel, I will point out here that the jury's next decision will be final.
Oh, we are really up against the wall here. Okay. Oh, I don't need this, it's fine.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you pursued Mr. Shamsphere wonderfully there.
It's worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue at last. Alright, now I need to pull off a really insightful objection somewhere. Oh no! I missed the snooze for the ad break! I'm so sorry! Shoot, I was trying to avoid it because I'm ending stream soon. Cause like, I have 3 minutes and before my hard cutoff. By the way, this is the reason I stream on Monday and Wednesday. But I've been busy, unfortunately, to do that. However, well, another hour of stream that I literally can't do that today. Unless I start like streaming earlier, because like next week I think I'm also similarly. Oh wait, hold on, let me check my calendar, because I might as well, because I hit my mic. I'm sorry. I don't really have the time to continue, especially after ad break, and I don't want to like leave people hanging at all. So, oh wait, I can do next Monday. Yay! Okay, so I can do Monday. Wednesday I cannot. All right, my schedule's real funky for this week, for this month rather. Oh ho ho. All right. So, which means I can stream on Monday. That's good. Which means I could probably stream a bit longer that day too, because you know, that no hard cutoff. I'm not going 7 hours again though. Just saying. Dang, that's rather fitting, isn't it? Okay, but I will save here just because this is probably where I'm gonna have to cut it, unfortunately. Not the best spot, but it could be worse. Very, very calm music, though. I really love the soundtrack for this game, by the way. An hour stream on Monday? Yep, it's only 1 hour. Nah, I think we do actually finish this case, though, on Monday. Because, like, it feels like there's not... I'm knocking on wood. It feels like there's not much left? Question mark? 7 hours.
No, please no. Have mercy. Have mercy on my soul.
I am but an old bird. I can't do it.
No, not 8 hours.
Not unless I'm doing a subathon, which I have no idea how that works, by the way. So I'm not doing it yet. I have no idea how to make that work. But I'm assuming it's that thing where you add more time to the stream or something. Okay. Regardless. 12 seconds. I might as well find someone to read. Yeah, I'm really, really low on time. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hello! 24-hour stream when? Never. Hopefully not. I think I would burn myself out so severely from doing that. Alrighty, for those of you who were in ad break, I'm very sorry. I actually have a hard cutoff right now, so I'm going to have to raid, Molly streaming. Let's go, we can raid Molly. I'm going to be back on Monday for more, which is great. Could probably go a little bit longer to compensate. Hopefully not too bad, really. And yeah, I will be back on Monday. I will post a schedule and I'll see if I can adhere to it. Most likely, I can. So, it's fine because the airport thing is on Tuesday. Yes, I'm going to the airport again. You can have fun with that knowledge, I guess. Yeah, have a good weekend. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for airport. Yeah, I pick people up from the airport apparently a lot. And that was just brought up like occasionally of like, oh yeah, I'm busy. Oh yes, you're picking someone up from the airport. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'm driving to pick someone up, but like picking up family from the airport. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, hanging out, and all of that stuff. Yada yada yada. And I'll be back on Monday. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. I forgot my end screen. I'm doing this for me.